Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us for another season of Sugu. It's been a little over a week now since the passing of Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare. The nation is in mourning. Sir Michael, known as the father of the nation, died at the age of 84 on Friday, February 26, 2021. His legacy as the man who united a diverse people of over 800 languages and peacefully delivered them from colonial rule will live on for generations to come. His name will for a lifetime resonate in the hearts and minds of every Papua New Guineans.
This footage was the last I had captured of the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare. It was early January of 2018. Sir Michael was invited by the DSTP Governor Alan Bird to visit with and talk to the people of Kadovar who had escaped the volcanic eruption and taken refuge on neighboring Bloop Bloop. Occasions like this, of being in close presence of the founding father, are rare for many, including me. With my limited camera skills, I captured him as he spoke. The words he uttered, he took time to say them. They always left a lasting impression. The people of Bloop Bloop and Kadovar, like me, will surely remember this day when he spoke to all of us and say, I was fortunate to have seen him, to have sat and listened to Papa Somare. On February 12, 2021, Sir Michael was diagnosed with terminal cancer. 14 days later, his family announced the founding father of the nation had died. The Prime Minister officially shared the news with the rest of the country a few hours after Sir Michael's passing.
And I ask our country, men and women, boys and girls, let's send him off the manner in which he lived his life. Father to all, enemies to none, first to forgive. There's a high level of tolerance for the diversity we have as our country.
Sir Michael's daughter, Dalsiana Somare Bresh, shared that at the National House Cry.
The message that I will take with me to my own grave is that my father united people through decency and through a generosity of spirit that actually shows now in everybody that's sitting outside this building, in everybody that's tuning into this program, and in everybody that's waiting for him to visit their provinces. I apologise on behalf of my family that we're not able to offer the nationwide visit with my father. When he passed last Friday, he was in bad condition. We don't have the competency and the capability throughout the country to be able to preserve his remains and his body in the way that we would like to share him with this country for the last time.
She spoke highly of Sir Michael, mostly of what he was as a father to her and her siblings. She described him as one who always maintained stability in the home. Dalsiana stressed on Sir Michael's ability to broker peace and forgive.
And I hope that in his departing to a spiritual life, that his memory remains in his courage to not bring conflict amongst our people and not to bring conflict to other people. My father always started with peace, and he started with peace in the home.
Following Sir Michael's death, Condolence messages poured in for the Somare family. A national house cry continues in Port Moresby. Cabinet had announced a 2-week period of mourning. The first public holiday was observed on March 1st. Hundreds and hundreds of mourners came to the national house cry for late Sir Michael to show their sorrow and respect. They listened in on leaders speak of the great man that the country has lost. In all the political differences and challenges over the years, the level of respect and friendship that each one shared with Sir Michael rises above all else.
My greatest regret today was that I never had a chance to have spent some time with him in the political arena. As when I won the elections in 2017 and came in, the Grand Chief had just retired from politics.
Sir Michael is a unique leader. He has had an extraordinary life. His service to the country is unmatched by anybody in our country, any leader in our country, and we respect him for that. He has been able to unite a very diverse country, very diverse in culture, languages, diversity in communities and tribes right across the country. But to able to forge that into a very united country is a commendable effort.
Today, the entire nation is mourning the loss of our Grand Chief and the Sana of Papua New Guinea. We bid farewell to the Sana of the Murik Lakes, the dear husband of Lady Veronica and the loving father of Sana, Arthur, Beta, Dulcie, and Michael. And he is not only their father, he is also the father of more than 8 million people of Papua New Guinea.
Communities across the country adorned black attire, rubbed their faces with earth and joined in mourning. Sir Michael's former political colleagues, who became friends over the years, shared memories of their time with him. Among them was former lay MP and statesman Bart Philemon, who paid a tearful tribute.
What can I say? My heart is sad.
He described late Sir Michael as having nerves of steel, that every step he took brought his goal of independence closer.
So you can't take it away from the fact that he is truly a father of the nation. Yeah. There's no question about it at all. I'm very emotional. He never gave up. He kept on going. Yeah. So the next generation, like myself and Rabbi Namalu, Mekere Marado, we've come in and we've learned a lesson from him.
Unity, brother, take my hand in the mighty love of Christ, straight across our land.
Even in death, Sir Michael has united a country once more. Perhaps the commemoration of independence would weigh heavier on every Papua New Guinean more than ever now that Papa is gone.
Surrounded by God's grace.
Michael Thomas Somare was born on April 9, 1936 in Rabaul, East New Britain Province. In 1965, he married his wife, Lady Veronica, and had 5 children. He was a teacher by profession, teaching in the provinces of New Ireland, East Sepik and Meday. He played various other roles during the colonial administration of Australia, including being a radio broadcast officer. It was when he attended the Administrative College in Port Moresby that he and several renowned Papua New Guineans formed the Bully Beef Club. From this came the Pangupati. In 1968, Sir Michael's political career only soared beginning with the demand for independence. He was Prime Minister 3 times, but overthrown twice by his deputies. The late Sir Michael was knighted in 1990, bearing the title Grand Chief. In his political career, he had served as Foreign Minister and then Leader of the Opposition and as Provincial Governor. With the late Grand Chief's health failing, he decided not to contest the seat in the 2017 elections. He had served 17 years as Prime Minister, the longest in the country and the region, with a political career spanning over 50 years.
The 9th Parliament officially ended with the farewelling of founding father of the nation, Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare.
As I am going out, making my way out, I had the privilege of serving people of Papua New Guinea as a member for ECP with all parliaments since they elected me in 1968.
Grand Chief Sir Michael Thomas Somare passed away on Friday, February 26, 2021 in Port Moresby. He was 84 years old. It is his wish that he be buried in Wewak, East Sepik Province.
When we come back, the debate over the deep sea tailings disposal continues in Morobe Province. Welcome back. The subject of deep sea tailings disposal, or DSTP, has been the center of emotional debate since being proposed in the Wafi-Golpu joint venture environmental impact statement in 2018. Whilst Wafi-Golpu says DSTP is the safest and most environmentally and socially responsible option, a good number of Morobeans are against the idea, citing environmental concerns.
Development is a byproduct. Into cement or into fertilizer, any other, something that can help you with it. It can be done at October. Why not we do it here?
The people of Morobe, led by Morobe Governor Ginsen Saunu, are voicing concerns over the proposed deep-sea tailings placement system for the Wafi-Golpu project. The Morobe Governor has asked authorities to consider the environmental impact of deep-sea tailings placement, saying the effect on marine life is worrying. In 2 separate DSTP forums, locals called on the state to prevent the dumping of toxic waste in the Huon Gulf Sea, highlighting that while they say yes to Wafi-Golpu, they are against the DSTP method. During the February 10th forum, speakers repeated the call for an alternative disposal method.
We need education, we need health services, we need all these things to get off the ground. So let's, my good governor, let's look at the alternative. Let's look at the alternative and get this mine off the ground.
Now, suppose DSP, you meet Thomas or Rabis here. By go away. People are physical by some time long now. In all lay. Why no land doing one part number seven.
The forum in Leh followed the issuance of an environment permit by the Conservation and Environment Protection Authority in late January. Governor Ginsen Saunu defended himself, saying while he did not sign, he supported the Conservation and Environment Protection Authority, which paved the way for the issuance of an environment permit to Wafi-Golpu.
Plenty man let of me signing, but me like making clear saying me no signing. But me stand up one time minister, long chepa, Prime Minister, and Mining Minister, and me play allow him, just the signing, he come up, I was Minister Blom, SEPA is signing, in principle. I was told to believe or say this can be done in principle, allowing developer long sago same yes, government to your right, so project you can get off the ground. Because we got saltwater line to no DSTP, and then Papa ground only wait long organization here, and the national government long have, and the provincial government look here, and a developer.
It is believed that after receiving advice, the governor gave a nod of approval to the signing of the environment permit, as he was led to believe that more time will be given for negotiations as well as alternative solutions. He then changed his tone on February 5th when he revealed that the provincial government will take the national government to court over the granting of the environment permit to the Wafi-Golpu joint venture. An ultimatum is yet to be set for the government to respond to the Morobe provincial government as the governor and his advisors work out their strategy. The Wafi-Golpu project, on the other hand, maintains that the most environmentally and socially responsible option is DSTP, as opposed to a tailings dam that would be risky and costly. The project said its technical study has shown that hydraulically, the tailings can be transported from the Watut process plant in the mine area to a mix or de-aeration tank situated 6.3 kilometers east of the port facilities area in Leh and approximately 120 meters inshore of the coast. From the near-shore mix or de-aeration tank, the tailings would be passively transported, that is gravity-driven, via the DSTP outfall seabed-mounted pipelines and discharged approximately 200 meters below sea level. This is below the shallow coastal marine environment where fishing takes place. Experts engaged in the project forecast say that the ore process would be potentially acid-forming. That was the reason why Wafi-Golpu decided to store the tailings away from oxygen 200 meters below sea level.
Papua New Guinea is one of the most seismically active regions in the world. Many of the possible dam sites examined had active geological faults which would intersect the siting of the dam walls. In the event of an earthquake, these faults could cause the dam to fail. The high rainfall experienced in the area also makes water runoff from a large dam more challenging. The combination of these factors makes the risk of dam failure for those options considered for the Wafi-Golpu project unacceptably high. In addition, many sites presented unacceptable environmental and social impacts, such as the destruction or disturbance of significant cultural heritage areas. On the other hand, DSTP has a much lower impact on communities around the mine who depend on their land, biodiversity, and cultural heritage values.
The subject of DSTP continues as both parties push their agenda.
After the break, Sugu Valley locals moved back home to rebuild their lives after a year-long conflict. Welcome back to Scope. In 2019, Sugu Valley in the Kagua-Erave district of Southern Highlands was the location of a bloody tribal conflict. The year-long conflict involving 9 tribes resulted in 30 deaths and the destruction of homes and businesses and the displacement of thousands of locals. A year on after a ceasefire in early 2020 is now allowing locals to move back to their homes gradually.
Sugu Valley was a no-go zone in 2019 during a bloody tribal conflict between 9 different tribes. The conflict began after an alleged drunken brawl between youths. During the year-long conflict, 30 people lost their lives. Villages and communities were destroyed, with thousands of people fleeing for their own safety mainly women and children. Martha Rumbage from Yakov village was one of those who escaped the conflict. Sugu Valley was a no-go zone as opposing tribesmen took over the area.
Man Mary total of 37 something die both sides. 13 blah blomi blah na upside was also 22 blah something die. We got total 37 blah life and lose. Na over family building over house no ga blah something and stuff and boost as well karma na man Mary me all this person about now only gonna about all refugees all stuff boost ke one map and all stuff now.
During the tense period in 2019, attempts were made to broker peace. The initiative was taken by Sugu Valley locals living in Port Moresby to begin negotiations.
So we will struggle to finding well or open blacks in peace. Now we will successfully we will end the ceasefire agreement last year. One time peace and good committee chairman Sergeant Korba chief Southern Alliance. We will give him obviously we will present him on Kago police station.
Negotiations proved successful, and in January 2020, a peace ceremony was held to end the year-long conflict. One year on since the ceasefire, locals are slowly returning to their homeland. Recently, the Mineral Resources Development Company donated 2 brand new sawmills as part of the effort for the locals to rebuild their lives. MRDC Managing Director Augustine Mano presented the sawmills at a cost of 200,000 kina to purchase and transport. Mano and Kagwa Erava elite Augustine Rapa each announced a 10,000 kina contribution towards fuel to begin the rebuilding process. The provincial government and office of the member for Kagwa Erave have also supported the rebuilding process. Local leaders pledged to work together to ensure peace remains within the area.
Thank you. Because this is something in Nabakama. So, me and Nabakim, Auskuna Bakama, Isuguna, Asugu, or the city stop.
Youths have also been warned not to consume alcohol and drugs, as the law will be coming down hard on the instigators. Peace negotiators have established a formal association that will ensure the ceasefire and peace process continues. The emphasis to ensure peace is fully restored is to guarantee that Sugu Valley and the Kagwa Erave district does not miss out on government services and economic benefits. One of the national government's major transport sector projects is the Southern Highlands to Gulf Highway, and this highway will run through the Kagwa Erave district all the way to Kikori, opening up economic opportunities. Another major government project is the proposed Kikori Wharf. Linking the highway to the wharf will create income opportunities.
Imagine all the opportunities. Me are discouraging free handout. That's why me do changing thinking of mine. You just imagine, I start thinking you like same long, within 2 hours compared to lay. You thinking long now, suppose you got coffee, you got agriculture, you got water, suppose you got wharf for half. What environmental changing the next generation.
The rebuilding process for the people of Sugu Valley has only begun. The people hope that a conflict similar to 2019 does not return, as they are happy to return to their land and their home.
And that ends out our first episode of Scope for 2021, a kind reminder to apply simple measures to prevent the transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Good night.